And hello. Welcome to episode 5 of the Ebbenflow podcast. My name is Ben, and today we're going to talk about something that probably not a lot of people know about, but if you're in the holistic health space, then you probably know about it. And this is synthetic versus natural fiber clothing. So to give a brief introduction, synthetic clothing is like polyester and rayon, and natural clothing is linen, cotton, and wool. And I basically grew up wearing polyester, and it was only recently when I learned about synthetic clothing, and like how it's made and the effects that it has on the human body. But before then, I was just kind of wearing it because I didn't know any better. It was the thing to wear. I've had polyester clothing for as long as I can remember. Especially like playing sports in high school, probably, especially actually in college. I definitely had polyester frisbee jerseys, and I would be playing ultimate frisbee in polyester, and I'm sweating a lot when I'm playing frisbee. And to go into the effects of polyester clothing a little bit, so polyester is basically recycled plastic. So when you make polyester, you're like melting plastic and turning it into clothing, but you're taking the plastic through a chemical process and you're melting it in order to turn it into the threads to weave it into the clothes. And so when you wear polyester, you're wearing plastic that's been chemically treated. And so when you sweat, actually before you even sweat, let's just say you're just wearing polyester. Your body naturally radiates heat. You're like a natural radiator. And the heat that it's radiating is affecting the plastic on the polyester and actually burning some of it off. And you're releasing microplastics into the air and also right next to your skin. Your skin is a porous organ. It has holes in it, and it's absorbing the microplastics that are being burned off from its own radiation. So you're getting plastics into your body. Do you want plastic in your body? Unless you're trying to be like Barbie, probably not. We haven't, at least to my knowledge, like our ancestors did not have plastic in their body. And it seems to be kind of a recent thing. And well, plastics are endocrine disruptors. So they will mess with your hormones and lead to sickness. In my own experience, I don't know if I can put any one sickness on my body being full of microplastics, because I still am around. It's really hard to avoid microplastics in modern day society. Also, I have a little sickness right now because I was at EDC Las Vegas last weekend, and just being in the desert and being at a festival for 3 days, like, definitely messed with my sinuses. So I excuse my voice, and my sniffling. So yeah, polyester. I've been wearing it. I've been sweating in it. All of my bathing suits are polyester. And when I started coming to the awareness that there's alternative fabrics like cotton and wool and linen, is when I started following Solbra on Twitter, and he was selling his cotton shorts. And I had been interested in Solbra and like his holistic lifestyle, so I wanted to start looking into his shorts, and I found that through following him that wearing like polyester underwear and like compression boxers, you're getting microplastics like into like your balls and your private areas, your most sensitive areas, which is decreasing sperm count, decreasing fertility, and just decreasing testosterone. So the alternative is to not wear underwear. And I haven't worn underwear in maybe 2 years, maybe over 2 years now. Because if you wear like briefs, like boxer briefs, like you're not letting your balls hang, which is like how they're naturally supposed to be, and you're like kind of compressing them back up. And I also recently just learned that like your balls are ovaries, that they've just dropped because of your Y chromosome. If I get any information wrong, just please correct me in the comments, by the way. I'm speaking off of like what I know currently, and always open for criticism as well. So yeah, you're compressing your balls and you're just like kind of turning them back into ovaries. So the first thing I did was stop wearing underwear, but I was still wearing polyester shorts. And then I ordered my first pair of Soul shorts, I think last year. And I was just really excited to wear cotton shorts, because I've been reading reviews that were like, you know, I have like a better sex drive. I have like just more energy from wearing cotton, and I was excited about it. So yeah, I started wearing Soul shorts last year, and I noticed that I felt really good wearing them. It felt, something about it felt more natural. And again, it could be my mind just like playing tricks on me, but I think it really made a difference. And I had bought 2 more pairs of cotton, and I started slowly throwing away all my polyester shorts. I've actually thrown away a good amount of like my Ultimate Frisbee uniform jerseys, because, well, one, I don't play Ultimate Frisbee anymore, and 2, because they're polyester. Why would I wear polyester after knowing what it does, after knowing the effects of that it has on my health? So I started throwing those out, and yeah, I started to feel better by wearing cotton. And then I was also getting more into the holistic health space, following more people within that are aware of this. And I came across someone named Rafaela de la Fuente, and she tweeted about organic cotton, or like actually the frequency of fabrics. And this kind of opened my mind even more into like the world of like natural fiber clothing, and like the effects that it can have on your body. So Actually, this episode's a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit of a research episode where I'm actually going to pull up my screen and show you some things that I've seen on the internet, and we can kind of talk through what I've been seeing and kind of my thoughts on it. So let me switch into the screen view here. And if you're listening, if you're just listening to the podcast, that's fine. I'll still explain it with my words, but I do have my screen up. Hopefully it's showing. But here's Raf's tweet. Clothing and frequency is a crucial topic that we should all know about and talk more about. And then immediately she goes into the frequencies of these fabrics. So linen is 5,000 millihertz, which would also just be 5 hertz, I believe. The same with wool, and organic cotton as well is 110 millihertz. So this is interesting because actually, let's keep going here. Polyester is a much lower frequency at 10 millihertz, and then similar fabrics like spandex and nylon are 15 millihertz. So if you're wondering what frequency is too, like let's we can dive a little bit into this. So frequency is the number of waves that pass by each second. So if you have a high frequency, you're going to have a lot of waves passing by every second. And if you have a low frequency, you're not going to have that many waves passing by each second. Matter is vibration. Everything vibrates. Everything is made up of atoms that vibrate at a certain frequency. So also the higher frequency something is, the more energy it has. So you're going to have a lot of energy with high frequency material, and low energy with low frequency material. So actually, if we figure out what the human body frequency is, we can look at this website here, and we see that a study indicates the frequency of a healthy human body is 100. They don't give it in units, but I think from Raf's tweet, it's going to be 100 millihertz. So, okay, the human body resonates at 100 millihertz of frequency. And when you wear something like linen or wool, which has very high frequencies, you're wearing something with a lot of energy. And this kind of goes into my next point, which is from a reply to her tweet. This guy, Disco Orpheus, talks about the triboelectric series, because someone had asked, like, how do you find out the frequency of fabrics? So he has a great explanation here, but this picture that he posted with his tweet is the triboelectric series. So in this photo, you have a scale. Up above here is materials that tend to lose electrons, and then the lower you go, you have materials that tend to gain electrons. So what happens is something like a material like wool um has a high frequency, so it has a lot of energy, and it's going to tend to give electrons to whatever is closest to it. So if you're wearing wool, it it'll donate electrons to your body. And free electrons are fantastic for you, because they are what's called antioxidants. And antioxidants basically neutralize oxidative stress in your body. And oxidative stress occurs when atoms in your body lose electrons and become more positively charged. When an atom is positively charged, it's called a free radical. And so, or you're also oxidizing. So, something like grounding, which is like putting your bare foot on the ground, you're absorbing free electrons from the earth. And so when you wear something like linen or wool, it's doing the same effect as grounding. So if we look at cotton now, which from Raf's tweet was 110 millihertz, that's really close to what your body resonates at. So what's happening is, you're probably not getting electrons from the cotton, but the cotton isn't taking away electrons from your body and causing oxidative stress. But if we look at the lower part of this triboelectric series, you'll see polyethylene. Polyethylene is required to produce polyester. So what's going to happen is when you're wearing polyester, it's going to tend to gain electrons, so it's going to take electrons away from your body, which is going to disrupt your endocrine system and increase the amount of free radicals in your body and increase oxidative stress. So yeah, it's those are the effects that polyester would have on your body. So yeah, this is pretty it was pretty mind-blowing information for me. And let me go back to the webcast here. Researching all this, and if you don't believe me or whatever, do your own research as well. Just kind of sharing what I've come to know. And that's kind of the science behind it. But in terms of just how it feels really good to wear cotton. I think it's been a significant improvement of my health since I switched over. And I still have polyester clothing. It's not like I just made the entire switch overnight drastically. I've slowly been throwing out polyester. I've been reading more of the fabric labels when I'm looking for clothes to buy, and actually not accepting some gifts anymore from family, because if it's polyester, I will not accept a polyester fabric gift anymore. Because I'm just changing. I'm learning more, and I'm making decisions for myself. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now with clothing. So just to summarize, polyester clothing, you can look up YouTube videos of this that explain it way better than I can, but it's made out of synthetic chemicals, and it's melted. So like imagine like burning plastic in a pot. Like imagine making like plastic soup in your house. You just take all of your water bottles and plastic containers, and you just melt it all in a pot and stir it in like a little witch. Like, do you think that's gonna have an effect on your household? Do you think that's gonna release like toxins? Like, if so, like that is what you're that's what you're supporting when you wear polyester. There's a whole like kind of profit motive too behind it. That, you know, large companies like Adidas and Nike will buy plastic trash, because that's what it is, for very cheap, and then they will turn it into polyester and then sell it with their brand on it, and make a stupid profit on it. And so yeah, if you have that profit motive in mind, you'll see that like all the fast fashion industry, it's all kind of fucked up. And you know, you might want to start looking into other brands, that like Soul Apparel, Soul Bra, or maybe follow Raf on Twitter. And I'll put links to like everything that I referenced in this episode in the description below. And yeah, I mean, things are changing. And the profit driven, egoic fast fashion industry is very large right now, but there is change coming. There are, you know, you can get organic cotton clothing from other sources, and you know, you vote with your dollar as well, where you can spend money at Nike, or you can go to a mom and pop shop, and it's like, what would you like to support nowadays? And I am not supporting those large corporations anymore, and just buying whatever is suiting my current mindset. So yeah, that's a brief introduction on synthetic versus natural fiber clothing. Yeah, I hope you learned something and got something out of this. And yeah, that's it. I enjoyed talking about this topic, and I will definitely have more holistic health topics to talk about in the coming episodes. So thanks for listening. See ya.